Man, just keep your mouth closed. Don't speak on it. Man, boy, I lost all respect for what y'all love and idolize, man. I lost all respect for Rapper Lot Records. Let me just say this. I don't have no respect for Mob Ties. I think Mob Ties is a group of a bunch of weak black men. If you thought the beef between Charleston White and Jay Prince Jr. was just internet talk, think again, because leaked footage just surfaced that's got the entire hip-hop world in a chokehold right now. And when I say this video is changing everything, I mean everything. Charleston White, the same dude who's been running his mouth for months calling Jay Prince Jr. soft, calling Mob Ties fake gangsters, saying they ain't built like that. Well, somebody just caught him lacking in the worst way possible. And the internet is on fire right now. No cap. But before we get into this leaked footage that's got everybody picking sides, we got to break down how this beef got so toxic in the first place. Because this ain't just about two people beefing online, fam. This is about loyalty, respect, street politics, and a rapper named Finesse 2 times caught right in the middle of A, where he never asked for. Let me break this whole situation down for you piece by piece, because what's really happened behind the scenes is wilder than anything you've seen on social media. To understand how we got to this point where leaked footage is going viral, you gotta understand who these players are and why this beef runs so deep. First, let's talk about Jay Prince Jr. for those who don't know. This is the son of Jay Prince, the legendary CEO of Rapper Lot Records. Jay Prince Sr. is one of the most respected and feared figures in hip-hop history. We're talking about a man who helped launch Scarface's career, who's been credited with protecting Drake and industry beefs, and who's known for moving in complete silence while having his hands in everything. When Jay Prince talks, people listen, not because he's loud, but because he moves with real power. This man has connections that run deep in Houston and throughout the entire music industry. When he calls, executives pick up. When he shows up, rooms get quiet. That's real power, not internet clout. Now, his son, Jay Prince Jr. runs Mob Ties, which is supposed to carry on that same legacy. They're not just a record label. They're connected to serious street politics in Houston and beyond. Jay Prince Jr. has been building his own reputation while operating with that same code of loyalty and respect that the Prince family is known for. Then you got Charleston White. Charleston is the most controversial figure on the internet right now. He's a former gang member turned youth activist who built a whole platform off saying the most disrespectful out-tough pocket stuff about dead rappers, current artists, and street culture. He calls out everybody. King Von, Nippy Hussle, take off whoever. Nothing is off limits for Charleston. He'll disrespect the dead, mock gang culture, and challenge the toughest people in hip-hop to do something about it. And here's what makes Charleston so dangerous. He don't care about street rules. He'll call you out by name, challenge you publicly, and then when people get mad, he flips it and says he's just trying to save the youth. It's a wild strategy, but it's kept him relevant because he positions himself as an activist. He can say the most disrespectful stuff, but then hide behind his nonprofit work. It's genius in a twisted way, but it's also exactly why people like Drench Jr. see him as dangerous. Now, here's where Finesse 2 times comes into the picture, and this is crucial to understanding why Jay Prince Jr. is so heated. Finesse 2 times, as a Memphis rapper who was signed to Mob Ties, he wasn't just some random artist. He was their investment, their asset, somebody they believed in and put real money behind. And for a minute, everything was cool. Finesse was making music, building his buzz, and representing for Team. But then Finesse started getting real comfortable with Charleston White. We're talking about them becoming actual friends, doing multiple pieces of content together, laughing it up on social media, basically showing the world that Finesse was choosing Charleston's side. And that's when Jay Prince Jr. had to step in, because this wasn't just about personal feelings. This was about the code that Mob Ties operates under. See, in the world that Mob Ties operates in, loyalty isn't just a word you throw around in songs. It's a code that determines whether you're protected or exposed, whether you're family or just another person. When you're signed to somebody with that level of street credibility and real power, you don't just get to be friends with their enemies. That's a violation of the highest order. Jay Prince Jr. came out publicly and said it straight. We appreciate loyalty and respect more than money and fame, because you could be famous and rich and still be a dumbass who don't want to elevate and stay grounded with the game. That statement tells you everything. Jay Prince Jr. wasn't mad because Finesse was successful. He was mad because Finesse was moving without wisdom, getting comfortable with people who were openly disrespecting mob ties in the Prince family. He continued, especially when you watch them start getting comfortable with your enemies, and they happen to be your investment and asset. Mob ties put money, resources, and their reputation behind Finesse. In return, Finesse was supposed to move with honor and loyalty, but instead, he was playing both sides. Jay Prince Jr. even said he called Finesse personally and told him to stop messing around on the internet and get back in the studio. But according to Jay Prince, Finesse wouldn't listen. He said Finesse preferred the snitching dude more than the real ones. That's a serious accusation in street politics. Calling someone a snitch or saying they prefer snitches is one of the worst things you can say. It's character assassination that can ruin someone's reputation permanently. That's when Charleston White took it to a whole other level, and this is where the beef became so toxic that leaked footage was almost inevitable. Charleston hopped online and basically declared war on everything Drents and mob ties represent. And I'm talking scorched earth, full disrespect mode. He wasn't talking slick. He was going directly at their legitimacy and manhood. He started by saying, I used to have a lot of respect for James Prince until he started talking too much on the internet space. That's disrespectful enough. Charleston is basically saying Jay Prince fell off and lost his mystique by being too visible. But Charleston didn't stop there. He went on a full rant about how mob bosses don't talk. They move in silence. He said, mob bosses never talk. Why we got a mob boss talking? He referenced all the gangster movies where real mob bosses move in silence. He brought up Bumpy Johnson, Frank Lucas, and all the old school legends who never ran their mouths publicly. Then he looked at the camera and said, what is wrong with James Prince, man? Just keep your mouth closed. Y'all lost all respect for what y'all love and idolize. I lost all respect for Rap-A-Lot Records. Charleston just disrespected one of the most legendary labels in Southern hip-hop history. Rap-A-Lot Records is an institution. For Charleston to say he has no respect for them, that's wild disrespect. But that's not even the wildest part. Charleston called mob ties a group of weak black men who would fold in an interrogation room. He said if you separate them and put them in front of police, they talk. He said there's nothing gangster about James Prince, that he's just an entertainment mogul playing dress-up. Charleston said there's nothing gangster about Mr. James Prince because they'll do to James Prince just what they do to Larry Hoover. Same thing with Jeff Fort Big Meech. Then he brought up Florence ADX, the supermax prison where the feds keep the most dangerous criminals. He said, whoever y'all think is bad got a place called Florence ADX, and they make all of them break. Larry Hoover broke. Jeff Fort broke. Big Meech broke. El Chapo broke. That white man put you somewhere where you can't even talk. In street culture, you don't compare a legendary figure like Jay Prince to people who cooperated with the feds. You don't question a man's gangster publicly like that, especially when that man has the power and history that Jay Prince has. Charleston even went at Jay Prince Jr. specifically. Let me tell y'all something about Jay Prince Jr. Jay Prince Jr. ain't never had a fight, a one-on-one fight. Jay Prince can't throw no straight punches. That dude been rich all his life. Can't throw no punches. That boy flimsy and inflicted. So Charleston is calling Jay Prince Jr. soft, privileged, and unable to fight. He's saying all the respect mob ties gets is based on their father's reputation, not on anything they actually did. That's the kind of disrespect that demands a response in street culture. Now, here's where we got to connect the dots. Because what Jay Prince Jr. was really upset about wasn't just Charleston's disrespect. It was a strategic game being played on Finesse 2 times. From Jay Prince Jr.'s perspective, Charleston strategically befriended Finesse, knowing it would create problems between a rapper and mob ties. Why? Because beef creates content, content creates views, and views create money. Charleston built his whole platform off controversy. Charleston gets to look like the good guy who's friends with the artist, while the evil label tries to control him. Meanwhile, he's pumping Finest head up with ideas about independence. not telling him about the real consequences of violating loyalty codes. For Finesse, this was becoming a disaster. He went from being a rising artist with major backing to being the scapegoat in a war between Charleston White and mob ties. J. Prince Jr. even said it. Finesse was becoming a scapegoat for the whole situation. And the streets noticed something important. Finesse wasn't having any problems with mob ties before Charleston came into the picture. This wasn't about money or creative differences. This was purely about respect and loyalty being tested because of an outside influence. J. Prince Jr. tried to handle it quietly at first, which is how real bosses move. He called Finesse personally and told him to chill out and focus on music. He gave him a chance to make it right before things escalated. But Finesse kept engaging with Charleston, kept doing the content, kept playing into the drama. That's when J. Prince Jr. had to make a public statement. Not just for Finesse, but to send a message to anyone else. You can't be in the mob tie family and move like this. Meanwhile, Charleston kept pouring gasoline on the fire. He even revealed that J. Prince Sr. had personally invited him to sit down and sort things out like men, which is a huge honor in street culture. When a legend like J. Prince invites you to sit down, that's him showing respect and giving you a chance to resolve things peacefully. But Charleston said he ignored the invitation and disrespected him even more. Then he had the audacity to say, "But I think I want to sit down now and sort things out for my dude Finesse 2 times." So Charleston disrespects J. Prince Sr.'s invitation, continues to mock the family publicly, but now suddenly wants to sit down because his friend Finesse is in trouble. That's pure manipulation, and everybody could see it, except maybe Finesse. And that brings us to footage that's going viral right now and why this changes everything about this beef in Charleston White's entire persona. I can't show you the full video because of how it's circulating, but multiple sources across social media and in the streets are confirming that footage has leaked showing Charleston White in a situation where he definitely wasn't as tough as he appears online. We're talking about him being caught completely off guard, no security, no cameras he controls, no narrative he can spin. The streets are saying J. Prince Jr.'s people caught Charleston lacking. And for those who don't know, lacking means being caught without protection in a vulnerable position where all that tough talk can't save you. According to people who've seen the footage, Charleston's whole demeanor was completely different from the loud, disrespectful character he plays on his platform. We're hearing reports that Charleston was by himself, got approached by people affiliated with mob ties, and the interaction showed a completely different side of him. No tough talk, no disrespect, no challenging people, just a vulnerable moment that contradicts everything he's been saying online for months. Here's what makes this powerful. This footage hasn't been officially released by JPR Jr. or mob ties. It's leaked material spreading through group chats, private messages, and underground forums. That's actually more powerful than an official release. When footage leaks instead of being posted officially, it shows they have the receipts, the proof, the leverage, but they're choosing how and when to use it. They're not thirsty for views. They're playing chess while everyone else is playing checkers. And this is street politics at the highest level. It's not about jumping on somebody and posting it immediately for clout. It's about having the footage and letting it circulate just enough to change a narrative without catching a case or giving Charleston the attention he wants. Think about it. If JPR Jr. posted the footage officially, Charleston could claim he's being bullied by a powerful family, that they're trying to silence his activism. But when it leaks organically, it's just the streets exposing what really happened, and there's no one specific person blamed. The footage allegedly shows Charleston in a completely different light than his internet persona. Where's the loudmouth that was calling them weak black men? Where's the guy who said J. Prince Jr. can't throw a punch? Where's the activist who's not afraid of anybody? According to people who've seen it, none of that energy was present when he got caught lacking. This man built an entire career off being the fearless truth teller who don't back down from nobody. He's disrespected dead legends, challenged living gangsters, and acted like consequences don't apply to him. But this footage allegedly proves that was all performance for the camera. The reaction to this leaked footage has been crazy across social media. You got people who are riding with Charleston now questioning if he's really built like he claims. You got others saying this proves that all his internet tough talk was just that, talk designed for views and revenue. But you also got Charleston supporters saying the footage is edited, taken out of context, or that it doesn't matter because he's an activist, not a gangster. That's their defense. Charleston never claimed to be a street dude. So why does it matter if he acted different when confronted? But here's the problem with that defense. You can't spend months disrespecting street figures, calling them weak, questioning their gangster, challenging them publicly, and then claim you're just an activist when consequences show up. You can't have it both ways. Either you're built for that smoke or you're not. And the leaked footage allegedly shows he's not. What's really interesting is how Finesse 2 Times is responding to all this. Word on the street is that Finesse has gone completely quiet. He's not posting with Charleston anymore. He's not engaging in the drama. And there are strong rumors that he's trying to repair his relationship with mob ties before it's too late. Because here's the reality. Finesse is probably finally understanding. Finesse is a rapper trying to build a career in an industry where reputation and relationships matter more than anything. Charleston White is a content creator who thrives off chaos and controversy. They were never operating with the same goals or consequences. Charleston can say whatever he wants, burn whatever bridges he wants, and go back to his activist work. His income doesn't depend on industry relationships or street credibility in the traditional sense. But Finesse, he's got a contract situation, damaged industry relationships, respect issues in Memphis and Houston, and real consequences for choosing the wrong side. Jay Prince Jr. basically gave Finesse an out when he said, if he was still playing the loyalty game with us, we would have let him out the contract and set him free. That's a clear message. Fix this loyalty issue. Show respect, and you can walk away peacefully or keep playing games and see what happens. The leaked footage exposed something deeper about how these internet beefs work in 2024. Charleston White built an entire persona off being untouchable because he's an activist, because he stays in the public eye, and because he has a platform. But this footage allegedly shows that when the cameras aren't rolling that he controls, when it's just real street business, all that talk means nothing. Let's zoom out and talk about what this beef really represents in hip-hop culture right now, because this is bigger than just two people going back and forth. We're in an era where internet personalities can disrespect legendary figures with no immediate consequences. Charleston White has made an entire career off violating every code and rule that used to exist in hip-hop. He talks recklessly about dead people, disrespects active street figures, mocks gang culture, and does it all under protection of being an activist and staying visible. The old rules don't seem to apply anymore. In the 90s or 2000s, if you disrespected certain people the way Charleston has, there would be immediate consequences. But now, with social media, with everyone having cameras, and with the legal system being more aggressive, people like Charleston can operate in a space where they feel untouchable. But what Jay Prince Jr. and mob ties represent is the old guard, the idea that there are still consequences for disrespect, that loyalty still matters, that you can't just say anything to anybody and think it's all just content. They represent a culture that believes words have weight and violations have prices. This leaked footage might be the first time Charleston White faces real consequences for all the bridges he's burned. Not legal consequences or cancellation, but the kind of street consequences that actually matter in the world he claims to understand so well. At the end of the day, this leaked footage going viral isn't just about one video or one moment. It's about power, respect, and what happens when internet culture collides with real street politics. It's about the consequences of playing games with people who operate under a completely different set of rules. Hit that subscribe button and keep it locked with your boy for all the latest on this situation as it develops. Because trust me, fam, this story is far from over. We're going to see more fallout, more reactions, and probably more footage as things continue to unfold.